Doug, from your perspective, you've had, you clearly have a serious career in a non-theater thing. What's your feeling on, comedy and where you stand in it and your position in the competition?
My position in the competition. I mean, I think at this point, I'm at that point where I've been doing it long enough. I need to make the decision, do I want to do it a lot more? Do I just want to keep the same level? Or do I need to dial it back?
Yeah.
And I keep leaning in the position, I want to do more. So, and it's always, been like that. So I think that's where I'm at. I mean, I want to definitely just keep staying at the level of involvement and get more and doing that. I mean, the angle, I don't know if there's an angle. I mean, the reason I got into it is because I just like to laugh and it was fun and it was a good break in the week, and now it's something that I can enjoy every week if I'm doing a show or taking classes or...
Well, not to make it sound like it's a great situation to be in, but the situation you're in now is a good time to at least dip your toe in that pool, and just be like, hey, well, I have this free time in between employment,
that's why I'm just
jump in, and that's awesome because you pilot's license was awesome Monday night. I appreciate you coming in.
It was great. I had a blast.
You're an excellent.
Really
you were an awesome part-time player for pilot's license. For real, he's always there.
He's part-time pilot.
Shit!
I fly on the weekends.
Yeah. He's what's the...
I'm John Travolta.
What do they call when you fly on when you're an employee of the airline and you fly on the plane but you're not working?
Oh.
There's a word for it. Oh, damn it.
Think of it
later.
Yeah.
It's like some crazy word that they use, and I that's what Doug would be doing. He's just in the plane, hey y'all, how's it going? You guys doing a good job up there? Yeah, you are. Fly that plane.
We've been going for 20 minutes. It's about time for that drink car, right? We have hit cruising altitude.
Somebody's package. Get
them biscuits.
We were talking before too about you're in the freak show, you do that stuff. Do you work with Donnie still on writing or ideas?
I write a little bit for the show, not too much, but I mean I like to do that show, the Kitchen. That's a great monthly show. I can usually knock out a sketch for that. I work on deadline, so it's kind of difficult to. It's so frustrating because it's and then it's a day before it's I had all these good ideas and I did it. I wish I had a switch where I could just do it every day.
Yeah. I think the problem is when you do it every day, it's not amazing every day, whereas when you do it that one time and then accomplish it, it's super amazing.
This has to be good.
Yeah.
You're cigarette over a typewriter at 6 in the morning.
Time.
I have to hand these scripts to human beings who will say these words on stage within 2 days. So, done. Print. Hello everyone, here are the words you'll be saying. I do that so often. I can't tell you the number of times I've thrown a first draft at people and been make it funny. Thankfully they do.
Make that work.
That's so good.
We've all been in the neighborhood at some point. We know.
Dylan, you haven't yet, right?
No, but
okay.
I really wanted to. When
you will.
When you mentioned that, I was like, God damn it! I want to do this.
There's a lot of sketch shows kind of
rolling around at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really digging the whole one man show thing that's going on right now.
With Katie and Rob that are doing it this month. That's great.
Yeah. I mean,
sweet.
I don't know. Megan's constantly on the forefront of that, and same with Ariel.
Yeah.
Ariel, her one man shows are awesome.
Yeah.
That's something that's sort of getting in my head right
Vanessa's
now.
so into it that she travels around the country with hers.
Right?
Yeah.
I wish nothing but the best for Vanessa.
Oh, everybody wants Vanessa to be famous. And if anyone listens to this podcast ever in the world, Vanessa Gonzalez is the best person.
She's coming for your eyeballs.
She's better than everyone. Okay, if there's anybody who I give a shit about, it's Vanessa.
Yeah.
I can't tell you a person. I don't care. Again, I don't care what people think. But if Vanessa told me I was good, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay.
Dude, Vanessa is always the first person to say hello to me walking into the theater if I see her. Like, I don't know. Yeah, she's just excellent. She's such a great human being, just in general.
Yeah. The one-person show deal is a very, like, intense thing to do. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like, yeah, sure, maybe I'll do it at some point, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like a wacky, like...
It's intimidating, and also, like... I think about it, like, when I've watched TV about, like, friends who have theater friends, and it's always like, hey, are you going to come to my one-person show? And, like, passing out flyers, and then
Well, that's a very
it's always,
90s
like,
thing
notably
to do,
terrible, too.
yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Is that a Friends reference?
Yes, it was. It was a Friends reference. It was.
God damn it, we haven't had one in so long.
Okay.
Today at the convention that I was
just
working
sitting there
at, a
going,
guy
like,
did a
let's
Friends
see.
reference too. And I was like, oh, you're my favorite! And I gave him extra candy. Here, take 5 or 6
You earned
pieces
it.
of candy. You earned it.
Like, I actually, and this is something that I like, very much actually don't care about, but, like, I had a really long conversation with a guy about it, improv, the whole bus trip from my apartment complex to the theater Monday, because I found out that, like, including myself, there are 13 other improvisers in my apartment complex. They're mainly hideout institution guys, but regardless, they're people I've seen and met and stuff. And my apartment complex looks like a ghost town, and I wouldn't know these things. But I finally rode the bus with one of them to the theater. One of the guys in Fuck this week, Mason. And we were sitting there talking about improv for a solid 25 minutes, and in the back of my head, there's this weird... like, high school cool kid just going like, dude, come on, man, the whole bus can hear you right now. Everybody, you're not even using, like, inside voice. You're just saying improv, loud as shit, over and over again. Like everybody is going, Jesus Christ. These two 30-year-old white guys talking about improv. Can I have one bus ride without two 30-year-old white guys talking about improv? For fuck's sake.
Hashtag keep us there.
I swear to God, I'll hear people having those conversations about, like, is it a ska band or an improv group? That weird, like, game you can play on BuzzFeed.
Oh, yeah.
I've walked up on people, like, at Royal Blue, like, 2 people at Royal Blue. I'm trying to, like, pay for my thing, and they're talking about how, like, one guy the night before came in and said he was in an improv group, and just to fuck with their coworker, they were like, oh, dude, Dave loves improv, and made him get locked into a conversation with this guy about improv.
Okay, I'm going to move on to something else, and I'm going to read the question that I had written down.
Wait, does Delia have a question?
Wait, I thought we were going this way.
Are we?
It doesn't matter, you're going to like my question.
Okay.
All right.
So I was like, Delia can talk in a minute, I promise. She's super excited to talk. Here's my question. Do you believe in ghosts? It's 100% what it says. You want to check it?
No, because you wrote jokes earlier.
I know, but we'll deal with that later.
Oh, do I believe in
that mean?
ghosts? I haven't seen one, so I don't believe it, but I will believe it when I see it.
So, like, you're
ready to believe.
You're open to the idea.
Yeah.
So, like, have you ever watched, like, Ghost Adventures or whatever? Like, those TV shows where the people are, like, you know...
Well, yeah, and they
through
got,
an
like,
dark house
all those
screaming.
instruments, and that's just for entertainment.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I've known people that said they see ghosts, and it's just like...
You want to believe them.
Yeah,
but,
it's like, you're not a liar, man. You're not lying to me.
Yeah. You're not stupid. You don't see things that aren't there.
Ghosts. It's hard to have such a definitive opinion on something. Like, I'm not a no or a yes. I'm like, I want to believe. Like, I think...
Is it
maybe
safe
they
to
are.
say you ain't afraid of no ghosts?
I think it would be really cool to, like, hang out with a ghost.
True.
Like, you would look like a crazy person, dude. Like...
I saw Casper. I know.
He's like, I enjoy your company, man. I'll see you tomorrow. And next thing you know, you're hanging out with a ghost, like, talking to yourself in your room.
Maybe he's got ghost friends.
Because, like, some people can see ghosts, and some people can't see ghosts. So, like, to them, you're just super out there.
It's so fucking ridiculous.
Okay, so your understanding of the ghost situation is that just some people aren't allowed to see ghosts, and
Do you
some
think
people-
everyone sees ghosts, or only certain people can see ghosts? 'Cause
Okay.
that's maybe another question.
What would be
Okay,
the
Maybe they
parameter?
exist, but we just can't see them.
I think some people can and some people can't, but I don't think that line is solid. I think you can always become a person who can. I think you choose to not want to.
I think it's
Oh.
like brain chemistry. Like, you know how they say, like, we only use, like, a small percentage of our brain?
Uh-huh.
I think that if we used a different part
'Cause-
of our brain that we don't access, maybe we could see the other planes.
Yeah, because I've
Dang.
had that thought before. It's like, that dude probably just has like a super super imagination, like overactive, just going crazy, like what's right there? It's like you're seeing different energies or whatever, like crazy.
I wonder. I mean, I've met people that have legit said the same thing, like serious to my face, like, no, I know.
And you're like,
happening.
quit joking with me. And they're just like, no, I saw it. I know what I saw.
Do you believe in ghosts, Amy? No, you don't. I'm gonna say no.
No, I do.
You do? Okay. In the sense of, you seen them, or you just
No.
you've seen enough in the world to know that you shouldn't rule anything out.
I mean, I have never personally had like a experience where a ghost has interacted with me necessarily. However, family members of mine have, and also like people, like I've been to places where I've felt an energy, like where I've been like, like my husband and
like
I, every time we go
something?
to, every time we go back to Massachusetts, I'm from Massachusetts, and I don't love Massachusetts, so when I go back, I usually try to plan some fun trips, and my husband likes Massachusetts, so he picks the fun trips. So the idea is that we go to Salem. And Salem is very spooky, because it's got the old witch trial situation.
A lot of people died there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And there's like a bunch of crazy, what do you call it, cemeteries where like famous witches or famous crazy people or whatever are there, and you go and look at it. Like, that's part of doing Salem. Like, walking around Salem is like, look,
creepy.
cemetery, and you like wander around, and people are like,
I'm not into
legit,
activities like that.
Putting paper up against,
Did you go to New Orleans and do that?
What the fuck, tombstones, and like getting the names off it or whatever, like doing the rub.
Why?
I don't know.
What's that for? I don't get that.
I think maybe
creepy.
that's
I'm
a
not having
like
fun
thing
now.
that people do.
That's like a tourist
like
attraction
if it's a one of the witches from the Salem witch trials, right?
Okay.
So, but the idea is there's all these. So there's like a famous witch who like lives there, and my cousin lived there for a few years, so like she legit believes. Also, there's a person who my husband goes to or talks to on a regular basis, who straight like is his like medium, like tells him things about his life, like it's like, this is gonna happen, you need to deal with it this way.
He tells it to your husband like this?
Yes, and he also talks to Georgia, my cousin Georgia. She calls him too, because she totally believes. She's 100% believes in this stuff.
Ooh.
And because in her house, where she grew up, her mom was convinced that there was a ghost, and she said that she saw more than once things in her like kitchen move and like things in the house.
That's so creepy.
Yeah. So I believe them. I believe Georgia and Liz. Like, they lived in this house.
I've met
and
Georgia.
Stuff happened.
And
yeah.
she seems sane, so I'm
she's not a crazy person
Yeah.
at all. And so, she also lives in Salem, and so there's a lot of, like, spookiness, and, like, my husband Chris is totally into talking to this guy, his medium, and he, like, tells him stuff, and I'm like, is he just giving you good advice? I mean, is he just telling you? I give him good advice, I don't know your future, but, like, and he's like, no, like, he'll say things that are ridiculous, like right before my husband lost his job a couple years ago, he like told him about how some crazy horrible thing was going to happen, and like, but it really was the right thing. And as soon as he called him and he said he lost his job, he's like, yeah, you needed to get away from that boss because he was going to get you in some serious trouble. And like soon after that, there were like legal things at the place where he worked. So it was legit a concern
really
that he like
spot
got
on,
out of the
yeah.
way, So like, he did things and he said stuff. I've sat there and seen him. This guy who does the predicting has been hit by lightning 5 times. And he believes that
5 times?
He believes that has access to part of his brain that allows him to connect to it.
I believe that means he should be a dead man.
How do you survive 5 times?
You should not. You should not.
But you did, and you become an alternate being of like, like an X-Men.
After number 3, I'd be like, I obviously do not need to be around anymore. Like, nature is seeing to it to obliterate me in the worst way. And
but you survived.
But you No, you're a different person every time. I know a guy that has been struck twice, and he is a crazy person now. I mean,
Well,
in
give
the
him a
sense
couple
of
more times and he'll tell you your future.
he's my